Namaste, Jai Shivai. Let's talk about Vedanta today. Very interesting topic for a lot of people. And Vedanti people just have, a lot of them have done a lot of spiritual gymnastic around the topic. They just go on, parroting all the Vedantic conclusions and the teachings that a lot of our rishis, munis and self-realized gurus have provided. And now, after learning all those and concepts and conclusions, they just go on beating the drums of Vedanta, Vedanta, Vedanta. The main thing that you guys need to understand is that Vedanta is a goal. Vedanta is not a path. Okay, Vedanta is the conclusions, the concepts of Vedanta, and the lot of gyan, the wisdom that has been given to us through a lot of Upanishads, Upanishadic teachings. Those things are goals, okay? But if just by understanding the goal you think your journey is over and you are done, you're highly mistaken. Just because you know that what is Brahma, what is Paramatma, if you intellectually know what is oneness, what is cosmic consciousness, what is absolute, what is different, pure consciousness, what is the concept of oneness, if you understand all these things just mentally, it's of no use. Really, it's of no use. You are trying to, a lot of people, lot of Vedantis, and sometimes people even ask, does God exist? Okay, if Brahma is God, God is Brahma. And some people ask me questions like, if Shiva is supreme or Shakti is supreme? These are all the questions. You are asking all these questions only because you have not walked the path yet. So, suppose you are cooking a tasty dish, a delicacy. You are cooking some food and you are cooking some tasty delicacy, and now you have learnt all the ingredient that goes into it, and you are very, very well versed about how much it should be heated for how long it should be heated, for how long it should be boiled, and how it should be cooked, and what should be the temperature here and temperature there, and ingredients should be put into certain order, and what is the order, what is the quantity of each and every ingredient. So you learned everything about that dish, but until you cook it, until you really cook it and make 10 mistakes while cooking it, and until you go through that journey of cooking it, you will keep on asking questions like whether Shiva is great or Shakti is great, whether this dish is this way or that dish is that way, or this. I mean, all these questions comes only from the space of not walking your journey, not really doing the sadhana, not really having any direct experience whatsoever. Till the time you haven't walked your own journey, you haven't had the courage to follow the path of yoga sadhana, yoga, you did not have the courage to follow tantra path, or any path whatsoever, kriya yoga path, this yoga, that yoga, being with this guru, that guru, until you have really performed your own journey, you will keep on asking all these silly questions like whether God exists or not, or Shiva is great or Shakti is great. So my advice to all of you is that don't try to prove yourself as a jnani. Do not create an ego out of just the, verbal information or just the information side of it. Don't create ego because don't think that you know because you have read few books about it, you have heard few gurus talking about it, you have read some real Sanskrit scriptures about all that. So you can become a Pandit like that. So do not become a Pandit actually. You'll waste your life, you'll waste your time. Once you know a concept or know a thing, then really do practice. Try to achieve it. Try to have a direct experience of it. You know, English word wisdom doesn't do a justice in explaining you the real meaning of the word, Sanskrit word gyan. The word gyan is not just about reading about something or conceptually, mentally learning about something. It's not about that. Real word gyan also means direct experience. But there is a difference between wisdom and gyan. And I'm going to explain you why wisdom is not 100% equivalent to gyan. So the reason is, if you read the definition of wisdom, English word wisdom, then you will see that it's about, suppose it's about learning a bike. Suppose somebody wants to learn a bike and they read few instructions and they read a manual, a systems manual, about user manual of that bike, and they learnt about how the bike should be ridden, what are do's and don'ts, and how to take care of your bike and all 99 things. They learn about that. So after learning it mentally, then you have to start riding it. So knowledge means reading and learning, going through those user manuals, instruction manuals, and that is called knowledge. When it comes to wisdom, wisdom means that you now start riding a bike. Okay, so you may fell down few times, and now, even though this was not written in the book, how to get back up on the bike and bandage yourself, and you still have to do it. So your learning experience, real learning experience of bike comes from that you go actually and ride a bike. You cannot just keep on thinking in your head about riding it. You actually have to ride it. So that's when you become, you gather the wisdom. Then once you become a perfect rider and you're able to ride a bike perfectly, that is called as, okay, now you have the wisdom. Now there is another domain of knowledge, wisdom. And that domain is that you start learning about by riding a bike on different terrains, not just in the physical world that is visible to you, but suppose I'm just giving you a very very silly example of riding a bike. You can take it as some other vimana or some other vehicle that you would like, which could travel cosmically. So when cosmos starts giving you information about something, and cosmos starts giving you direct experience, subtle experience of something, then that is what jnana is. Jnana is not just about experiencing this world, this life, this domain. Jnana is also about learning it from everything, learning everything from the cosmic standpoint, from the cosmic consciousness standpoint. So you have to learn it all the way, everything about it. And then you are considered as, okay, now you know it. When you know anything at the level of cosmos, when you know everything from the point of view of the entire existence, not just your existence, your physical existence, you know everything from the point of view of cosmic reality, then that means that is jnana. So that is why I say that wisdom is not a complete word. Wisdom is not a direct translation, real good translation of, it's close enough translation for the word jnana, but it's still not a complete translation of the word jnana, because jnana is also about learning about cosmic consciousness, learning about existence beyond your physical reality, beyond that domain. So that is what I want to teach you guys, that, go for Gyan, not just shiksha or knowledge, reading manuals and scriptures and user manuals and all those things. Don't go just for those things. Really do your sadhana, really do the tapasya, really get down to the things of, just get up someday at 3 a.m. and see what happens when you do sadhana at 3 a.m. See the difference of doing a sadhana at 3, starting from 3:40 a.m. in the morning, versus doing the sadhana at any other point of time during the day or in the evening. Just see what the difference is between all of that. So get into the domain of real experience, physical experience, mental experience, subtle experiences. Get into that. And then someday you will reach the domain of cosmic experiences, cosmic reality, higher reality. Get into all that and stop beating the drums of Vedanta and the goal. Don't focus too much about the goal, and don't make your ego out of the fact that you understand the goal very well. You can talk about it really nicely. I do not recommend doing that. Instead, get your hands dirty, get into it, get really into it. And once wisdom, gyan happens to you, the real gyan happens to you, you will be at loss of words. In fact, you will never be able to describe it. It's not so hard. The real language of gyan is just silence. Yeah. So once you get into the real thing, you will be at loss of words. You will not be able to describe a lot of things. And that is why other people should also get into it directly instead of listening to it from somebody, reading about it. So I hope you understand this fact and get into the real sadhana, real tapasya, instead of wasting your time in making fool out of yourself. Namaste. Jai Shiva.